We take a look at the 40 best high school girls runners in the country. Just to be here, you have to be a champion. 4 regions, the Northeast, the Midwest, the South, and of course the West. This is the premier national championship at the high school level. We are moments away. There's the cannon blast, and they are off. The 30th running of the Footlocker Cross Country National Championships is underway. Fast out of the chute, as always.
Kathy Kroger is leading the charge. She's got her game face on.
Well, we have a moment here early on. Todd, could you go over the layout of this course and how difficult it is? Is it challenging for a national championship?
You know, I think today, it's kind of a dry day. Last year we had, the course is a little bit saturated from the rain. It is challenging, though. We talked to a lot of the runners yesterday. There's really no place on this course where you get even footing. It's always up or down or on a slant. You're dealing with a hill twice, and then when you get to the top of the hill, you kind of have a slant to come back down that really steep incline to the finish line. So it is a challenging course, but most of these runners train for it. It's in their mind day in and day out to get ready for the Footlocker Nationals. So these guys are prepared and ready to roll. And what I'm seeing here early is what happens a lot of times in these big national championships is some of the non-favorites kind of get out. They're hammering early. They're coming through the half mile just flying. And the favorites, some of the veterans in the field, are staying back because they know that hill's coming up a little bit before the mile mark, and they'll make their move when they need to make it later on in the race.
I learned from the 4 years coming here that you can't really focus on who's next to you, who's behind you, or who's who. You just have to run your own race, because in this race weird things can happen. Some people can step up that normally don't run that fast, and people who should be near the front or near the back. So you just have to run your own race and forget about who's around you.
That's Allie McLaughlin taking it out early, much like Jordan Hasse did a year ago.
Jordan said last year she really pushed the pace, and she wanted to be a little bit more relaxed in the first mile. And I think Jordan has proven that she is one of the best in American history. Why go out there and do something too dangerous? She wants to win this race. That's the whole point. It's not really about time so much. It's about winning.
But in saying that, I think, everyone's talking about the 3 past champions, and these girls are like, what? I can sneak in here. I can steal this victory early. I'm going to try to hammer it and get away from these top 3 favorites.
We are still very early on here in the girls' race. Allie McLaughlin is our early leader right here. She's separated herself a little bit from the chase pack.
Allie is a Colorado Springs graduate, or I'm sorry, she's going to be a Colorado Springs graduate. She's a senior there at Air Academy. She is the 2008 cross-country champion, so she is excited. She trains a little bit at altitude, so maybe she's thinking, hey, I can breathe a little bit better here.
The thing about her, she might not just know what she's doing exactly. This is only her 2nd season of cross-country. Maybe she doesn't know enough to be intimidated. She's just out there running a hard race like she always does.
And that's what I was talking about. I mean, some of these girls that are coming in, they don't know anything about the course, so they're like, you know what? Forget the hill. I'm going to run my race. I'm going to hammer the pace from the beginning and try to get away from these favorites.
Running in 2nd right now out of the South, that's Lauren Smith from Lake Jackson, Texas. The pack that's following them, you see another former champion to your left. That's Kathy Kroger. She's shadowing Jordan Hasse.
I guess I'm a little more confident this year because after last year having to gain weight and then having a stress fracture and still being able to come back here and run well, this year I haven't had those kind of problems, and I've been able to be healthy and run continuously, so I'm more confident and looking forward to running hard.
But our leader early on, Allie McLaughlin, opening up a huge lead.
This is exciting, though, because, this is her, 2nd season in cross-country, and she's out there in front of the 39 best runners in the country. Not only that, probably the best field that's ever been assembled for the girls' race. I mean, 3 past champions in there, and she's not joking around. She's got a pretty big gap. I mean, this is a big break early.
I can't help but think of last year's race. As we said, Jordan Hasse really set a hard tempo. She led almost wire to wire until Ashley Brassman caught her in the hill last year, right at the very end. Hasse fading all the way to 3rd as Kroger was able to pass her for the runner-up position. So it'll be interesting to see how McLaughlin can hang on, if she can maintain this pace, if the chase pack comes back to her.
And you know what? It's so tough for us as commentators because everyone in this race, I mean, the person in last place right now is a very talented runner, state champion, the best of the best. You never know what can happen with 2.5 miles or 2 miles to go.
Well, there's certainly a lot of race left. We're not even halfway through here at Balboa Park. More when we continue with the Footlocker Championships.